Three, two, one.
Hello and welcome everyone to another episode on Kezi TV. My name is Mirka Kasena and I am going to be your announcer for today. So today we are going to be discussing love in the past versus love in the 21st century. This is a podcast where we dive into how love, dating, and relationship have evolved over time, from the influence of tradition, culture, religion, and society norms in the past century. Thank you all for being here and don't be afraid to share your opinion.
Welcome on board, Brad Wisdom.
Thank you.
Yeah, in today's episode, we're just going to delve into the topic love in the past and love in today 21st century. And we all come from a home, and it's good you also a married man, so you have experienced it from our parents, and you also experience it practically because you have your family as well. So, what can you say about love in the past and love in today's century?
Um, for me, the biggest difference between love in the past and love today is, to me, I'll say it's connection.
Okay,
Connection.
yeah. What do you mean by connection?
Um, our parents were more connected. Our parents were more
Yeah,
connected in marriage compared to this generation. In this generation, I think we are moving towards a time where um, commitment means less, and people are much more open. I think people feel they have more options today, and so because of that mindset of more options today, due to things like technology, social media,
yeah.
and all the rest, so people are um, people feel less connected. It's less bonding into this relationship.
Okay,
That's why people could just wake up and leave anytime. I'm leaving. I'm going.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so there's this thing that is coming to my mind. I'm going to take it to this the religious way, the aspect of love. The Bible says, "For God so loved the world, and He gave us His only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life." So, do you think love can actually make you not to see the bad side of someone?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Of course,
Okay, all right. Let's hear your yes first.
I love approaching life basically from a very balanced perspective, balanced view, even because the Bible also is a very balanced book, very, very balanced book. You could you could you could find arguments in the Bible for and against. It's like on one side you could see a loving God, on the other side you could see a God of justice, a God that punishes. So on one side,
Okay,
yes, we should follow.
just give me a minute. Yeah, give me a minute. I would like to bring Sister Mary on the studio in case if she also have one or two questions to contribute or ask you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello, beautiful Chrissy. Good to see you.
Hi, Anthony. I thought you guys were seeing me all this while. You were seeing because I was saying hi, hi. But I
Um,
guess no. Yeah, it's
No, we are off the studio, so I just
yeah.
need you.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
um,
Over to you. Okay.
So I said the Bible is a very balanced book, very balanced. You could find argument for and argument against anything in the Bible. You could find um, a God of love, and you could also find a God that punishes, a God of justice and all. Now, should we forgive our spouse when someone doesn't? Yes, that's the word. Like love, that should be their approach. But on the other side, I think people often look at the side of is someone taking me for granted because you keep overlooking a lot of things. So it all comes down to the individual. When you forgive someone in spite of what someone does to you, on the other side, you also look, is a person taking that forgiveness? Is a person taking that on board to bring adjustment to whatsoever they did?
Okay. Yeah, Sister Mary, feel free to jump on whenever you want to, you feel like you want to add to the comment or contribution. Yeah, just feel free and jump on it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
So,
Oh,
Brad Tony, okay. Thank you so much for that. Then what about your no? Because you said yes and you said no. So, yeah, let's see your own points of no.
So on the other side of whether people should forgive or not, how do you keep how do you keep dealing with someone? For example, now if you look at the rate of divorce today, the rate of divorce is about, I think, 55% for first marriages today. And when you speak to a lot of divorced people, they say to you, um, I should have gotten out years ago. And you ask them, why should you have gotten out? He said, because no matter what I said, he didn't want to change. He didn't change. She didn't change. So all those years, I was waiting for them to just keep adjusting, to keep changing, and when nothing happened down the years. So when they look back, they said, I've spent 15 years of my life, 20 years of my life, 30 years of my life, and all that time has passed, and someone hasn't adjusted to it, someone hasn't changed to it. For example, a cheating spouse, you're with a husband that keeps cheating all the time, and you keep forgiving all the time. What happens if the person doesn't change? Or what happens if one day the person just ends up giving you a disease and all that? So for me, it calls for wisdom, whether how you approach the idea of, of forgive and stay, love and stay, or love and just um, make your life a priority. It,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I agree there because I think just
That,
like what you can exploit that forgiveness, right, to some degree. So again, now we're living in this society that people are just like wisdom say, people are free, so many options. And so if they give you one chance, second chance, there's no changing. They just feel like I think they could do better. Or there are so many options for them. It's easier. There's less judging right now with divorce or ending a relationship. People are more freer to do whatever they want to do. So yeah, like they would forgive. I think most people, just like you said, most people will stay in a relationship for a while. Then it gets to the point that they said that no, I don't think I need to be here anymore, and they will leave it. But this is one thing that our parents or marriage in the past, this is one thing they lacked. They had to endure in that relationship. They had to endure in that marriage, whether it was especially for a bad marriage, whether it's the woman or the man. They just had to stay because the church, the society, would frown upon it. They were against it. For the women, I mean, it's almost even hard for the woman to want to force a divorce because she's living with nothing. There's no financial aid or status for them then. But now, I mean, the reverse is the case right now, right? For women are more empowered, right? Women has all the right now. So most women divorces for their advantage, but that's not what we're going into. But yeah, people now have that option after they've forgiven you for a while. I mean, they'll tell you they are not God, right? Like, I'm not God. Like, why should I keep on, doing this? I'm not your father. I'm like, it's just easy for people. And what wisdom said, commitment and connection. If people think it's not working, it's not working. Most people don't even want to fix what is broken in this current society. They just feel like, well, once a cheater, always a cheater. Once this, nothing can be done, and they just move on. People easily just give up and just move on right now. And yeah, so forgiving, this current time, it's going to be more difficult for you to get. Yeah, you might just get just for a while, and after that, I think most people will just move on with their lives and find a new relationship, new partner, or just even stay single.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sister Miriam Brown Wisdom. Yeah, it's a bit hard. It's a hard topic. Novice one and person keep, offending you and, keep using the word of God to say, oh, forgive and forget, forgive and forget. And it's also, affecting your mental health, so it's quite hard. But also, I'm going to move away from that. I want to bring something. How can we actually, you know, uh, put our love, as in expand it to those that are unbeliever? Can we do that so that it doesn't have to be just my love, have to be between me and my family, or between me and my people that I can see, you know, how can we actually extend our love to people out there?
There's a lady I met in the hospital. Um, I met in the hospital recently. She's Hindu. She's Hindu, and I think she's from Southeast Asia. I don't know which one of the countries, whether Bangladesh or India, and everything. And so I met her when I went outside the like the hospital lounge, and I was sitting down there talking. Like approached her, just sat down there to have a chat with her. And when I had a chat with her, I discovered I discovered something about her. She she has also been in the hospital for a very long time. Been in the hospital for a very long time. And when I spoke to her, she told me that she had a brain tumor in her head, a brain tumor in her head. And while in the hospital, she met a guy who now ended up telling her about, like the guy was so nice to her, and the guy ended up telling her about Jesus.
Mm,
Remember, she's Hindu. She's Hindu. And this guy is now telling her about Jesus and everything. And so she told me she was considering switching over from Hinduism to to Christianity. And I asked her, why would you consider? And she said to me, this guy I met in the hospital, since from there I met him, he shows up in this hospital every single day just to come and see me. Whereas my family members, I beg them for
mm,
them to come and see me here. He
yeah.
said I have to beg them, send them text message, but this guy comes every single day. And all he does is just come and sit down here with me and just have a chat with me. And what I'm asking, so she told me, he said, initially I thought he was trying to hit on me. That's what she said. She said, I thought he was trying to hit on me, but now he says he does it because of the love of God in his heart towards her. Like this, what
Mm,
Jesus would do towards us and what. And so now she said, like she hasn't experienced that kind of love, care, attention from a stranger. And because of that, she's just considering Christianity. I was like, wow, that's actually true. Same thing in my case. I don't know if in my case when I first got diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I got diagnosed with cancer, I tell you the truth. Most of the people that showed me love weren't even people from the faith, religion, Christian community. It was people outside. People outside.
mm,
It was yeah. It was the people I used to consider crazy. There's one girl that showed up to always listen and all that. I remember in the past I used to judge this girl so much. Like I used to judge. I used to think that she's crazy. She's off and this and all. But I was surprised when I was down. She showed up for me in ways that even people in my life that I call Christians didn't show up. So I think the idea of being able to reach out to people as Christians, may has to come down to genuine love, not because of something you get, but because this is your default state that we are just meant to love people. Just love people. It doesn't matter whether you get anything from them, just genuinely love people. And loving people just means putting yourself out there like Jesus did. Like what Jesus did. Genuinely put yourself out there and just love people, go out of your way for people. There's this satisfaction that comes into you, there's this joy that comes into you when you can just step out of your own comfort zone, just look away from yourself and just be there for someone. That's what Jesus would do. Now, Chrissy, when I listened to you previously, you said something about the church kind of lowering their standard and all that. And I said, yeah, you're right. But on that flip side, I was like, maybe the church is just trying to love people. Maybe they're just trying to love people in unbelievable ways, like my church, Life Church. My church, Life Church. Oh my God, those guys are the best in loving people. I see all kinds of people walk through the door of our church every week and giving their life to Christ and all that. Before I didn't understand what my pastor was trying to do, but the more I spend time with in that church and all, I just said that, man, this man is all about loving people. I've seen crazy people walk through the doors of our church and all what, and they say we've never felt this loved, like never felt someone love me this much. I've never felt this kind of acceptance and all what. They didn't judge me because I was on drugs. They didn't judge me because I was divorced. They didn't judge me because I was this, and I just loved them. But the balance in that is that after you love people that way, you need to take them through that journey of depth of knowing God in a deeper way. So for me, I think just love people genuinely. No judgment, just love them.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brother Tony. Earlier on when you started from the question I asked, and you say yes and no. The truth is, there's big difference between loving someone and due to the love you have for that person, you'll be able to correct the person. But a lot of people actually see when you correct them as if you hate them. But they forget the part that the Bible actually say, who a father love, he correct. You know, so there is much to love. When you love someone and you see the person doing something that is not right, you'll be able to, rather than you to keep it quiet, because a lot of people don't really want to be corrected. When they are being corrected, they feel as if you don't really love them. We still carry that to our children, and somehow some of our children feel as if when you scold them, like maybe you don't like them much. Sometimes I have to call them and said, because we love you so much, we don't want you to make this mistake. That is reason why for this punishment. So I refer back to your
Can I
yes on
can I chip in
yeah
something there? You said
yeah yeah
he who the father loves, he corrects. Now
yeah
that statement you've made, if you look at it, it shows relationship between father and son. He who the father loves, he corrects. It is easier to correct someone that you're in a relationship with the person, but not someone you're not in a relationship with the person. When I mean relationship, I don't mean romantic relationship. I mean someone that you're close to the
yeah
person.
connection yeah
If there's no
yeah
relationship, it should just be love. No judgment, no you're dressing like this, nothing, just love. This is what Jesus would do. When we see the life of Jesus, because he's our central example, figure of example. When you see the way Jesus deals with people who are not in relationship with him, like the woman was caught in adultery, the first thing he did first
yeah
was to show them love. It wasn't about correcting them, telling them, what did you do? Do you think it was right? It was just showing them love, just bringing them. At that point, no judgment. At that point, you're not trying to tell them, you shouldn't have done this. At that point, it's just for you to make them feel loved. And I think that's the difficult place for a lot of us, being able to love someone does not agree, that you don't agree with their lifestyle. And it's been a hard
Yeah.
thing for me also.
Right. Okay. Are you saying that someone that you don't have relationship with, and you see the person maybe making a mistake, you cannot really correct the person? All you need is just to love the person, see the person continue with what the person is doing.
You're planting a seed when you love someone that you're not in relationship with. You're planting a seed, and that seed is a seed of love. If you approach people, you see the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament is the Old Testament is a message of judgment and perfection. You know, you come to that place by what you do. In the New Testament, Jesus comes with a message of just that good news of just loving that sinner, that bad boy, and all what. You're planting a seed when you do that, and that seed you're planting over time, in the process of time, it germinates into a place of depth. For example, now I'll give you an example. I'll use my story again. When I got diagnosed, after I got diagnosed, the hospital needed about $60,000. I wasn't a citizen. I wasn't in the hospital needed $60,000 before they could begin treatment. Before they could begin my treatment. Now, someone paid the $60,000 for me. Someone paid $60,000 in this country,
Yeah,
and
that is not. Mm.
the person who paid $60,000 for me was someone that previously, this man he was a gay man. He's gay,
Mm.
and he's gay, and I used to just show up to his event. He used to organize this charity event, and I just used to show up at his event. Whenever I invite me, he said, "Oh, Wheezy, please can you come play for me at my concert?" And I'll just show up at the concert and play for him. I'll play for him
Mm.
free and everything and all what. After playing for him and all what, I'll just, just show him all the love and in the word and tell him you're doing a good thing, you're doing a good job. And I just kept praying for him and believing God for him. When I got sick, this man showed up for me. And when he showed up for me, you know what he said to me? He said to me, I don't know if I should be saying all these things here and all what. He's now saving in the church. He's no longer into that whole lifestyle anymore.
Mm.
And all what. We have to approach people with love. With love. Remember, we are not the ones that changes people. God changes people.
Yeah. So, in other words, in your own private time, you can keep praying for them,
Yes.
and yeah, until they have the touch of God.
Yes.